Fitzy and Wippa.
The Oscars every year. Well, this was a big one this year because obviously, the last couple of years it's been affected by the pandemic and what was going on. So everyone had eyes on this one.
Great to have everyone back in the room.
I went for a bike ride yesterday. It was my first sort of hit out since I got
Don't
out
use
of...
that word, sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate, I'll just get you to drop the word hit.
Since I got out of isolation, right? And I'm on the bike and I'm starting to struggle. And I could feel, like, as I'm riding, I can feel the wrist is just vibrating the whole time. I'm going, is my heart rate going through the roof? Because I haven't done it. And then I didn't know what was going on. And then I've realised that there's 30 text messages from you guys.
Group chat.
Everyone was going crazy.
Group chat's flying.
And I've looked down and all I could see was Will Smith slap someone. And I'm going, what is going on? And I'm going, well, that's just a setup. So I kept riding. Got off the bike an hour later and it was just
Wasn't it amazing?
meltdown.
Like, it was, I don't know how many times I watched it in complete disbelief at what I was seeing. And what I thought was fascinating is to actually break it down to see what's happened, because to start with, when it first came through, we were just seeing the slap and we hadn't seen the setup of the joke, which was probably insensitive if you knew she had alopecia. But then to go up on stage and slap him, how long have I been saying on this show that Will Smith's a dickhead?
Yeah, well, I now back you. I will never support his films or his music again.
Man, it was just way out of line. But what was interesting too, and says, I think you mentioned it before, was the way Will was laughing. Now, whether he was laughing along because he didn't get the joke or he actually got the joke and he was still laughing until he saw his wife's face.
Yes.
And that's when he went, I'm not meant to be laughing at this. Oh, I should do something here. And then overreacted.
I'm all for defending your wife, and that's fine, but he did it the wrong way. You're exactly right. I mean, I think it would have been more powerful, afterwards, even an interview afterwards, to say that wasn't on. There's a bit of beef between us and Chris Rock. And because he has, in 2016 at the Oscars, Chris Rock had a go at Jada, pretty full on here, and Will as well.
Jada went mad and Will went mad. Everybody went mad. It's quite like Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
So I mean, there's a bit of bad blood there already, right? And you're right. If you just went, look, that wasn't on, or the other big one could have been when he got up for his Best Actor Award.
Yes,
Put him down there.
Just to say, before we start tonight, I thought it was a bit low. My wife's got alopecia and she was obviously visibly upset.
Yeah, you're better than that.
That would have been 10 times more powerful.
Classy.
Yeah.
But you know what?
To slap someone is not proof of love.
No.
You don't have to. But that's what drives domestic violence, you idiot.
So when you watch the slap, you think it's fake, right? You think it's fake first up. I thought this was all part of the act. But when he goes back and sits down, and then he starts yelling out, let's have a listen to it.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Okay.
That was the setup. That was the moment prior to the whack.
When he starts yelling out at him, when you knew it was serious.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
My wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
I thought Chris Rock, although the joke wasn't all that great, I thought he handled it well.
Yeah. Well,
Because where do you go and what do you do? And I don't care if anybody tries to argue that it wasn't a closed fist. Give me a break. It's assault. So you're on stage trying to keep it together and you've kind of got to try and keep it light, knowing that the whole thing's fallen apart. Like, it's melted. It's been turned to max and it's melted, and you've got to hold it together in front of the world.
I agree. When he said, oh my gosh, Will Smith, he's just beat the shit out of me. I thought, he's actually handled that really well, but then Will has backed it up and gone even louder.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
But then the fact that the whole room stood and gave him a standing ovation 20 minutes later, you go, none of you guys are...
That was the weird part, wasn't it?
It's weird. Like, none of them know what to do. Like, it's an industry that
just
doesn't know how to handle...
Well, you can't... I mean, in that moment, you've got
know.
to, he's won Best Actor award. You've got to. That's what you're there. You honour that.
I agree, and he's won all these awards leading up to it, and they've all given him because he's done an amazing job in this role. But it's a weird, like you're right. You stand up and clap because you go, "Wow, your performance was amazing." But at what point do you sort of go, oh, actually, that was so uncool. I don't know that we should be. I don't know.
Without
I think
a
this
doubt.
is where the Oscars organisers are in a real pickle at the moment because they are talking about whether or not you take the award back from him because that behaviour is not okay. But yes, the award's representing something else.
The
so
minute he
it's
hit him, there would have been absolute panic.
Chaos.
Going, we have to give him this award because that's where we're at and that's what's been decided.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to sort this out later. And you're right, that's the
Of
stage
course.
they're at now where
The
they
show
go,
goes on.
should we strip
Totally.
him of the Academy Award?
But an awkward moment for
Oh my God, the
everybody
panic would have
sitting
been,
there.
guys, emergency code
what do
blue
we do?
now.
Do you know the other thing, though? In the back of their minds, though, if you're a production company, you're going, boom. It's like a Married at First Sight dinner party.
Guys, we
isn't
got
it?
eyes, we got a
It's
smashed
like,
glass.
Everybody's watching.
Oh, we got a
Everybody's
beauty.
Do you know the other best thing about it? The only place in the world where they actually showed it with swearing was in Australia.
Was it?
Because we don't censor anything.
And then there was the Japanese translation, which was awesome, which was sent through as well. The other thing is, too, when he got up there and made his speech, he's just hit Chris Rock, right? And he's up there. Sure, he's talking about the film, but I thought, he's playing the victim.
Yeah,
he's playing the victim, and he's claiming love as the reason.
Passion
I
for
can't
my
control
family.
myself because of my passion and my love. And he's crying because he knows he's overwhelmed by what he did because he lost control.
No. He was crying. He was crying because of the story of the Williams. No,
Oh, you reckon?
I don't think he was crying
His
for what
emotion
happened before.
he'd boiled over.
If that incident didn't happen, he still would have cried. You can't
I reckon.
say that.
I reckon the emotion was so heightened because of how he'd reacted.
I agree.
It added to the tears we saw on stage.
Did you see when he went to the after party as well?
Oh, yeah, he's
And
bloody rapping on the dance
He
floor.
was singing "Boom Boom Shake the Room."
Yeah.
He did "Summertime."
Mate, he would have been doing that, knowing that he wanted people to see that he's okay.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, he seems okay.
Oh,
He had the Oscar
man.
in his hand. We're going to cover this more later on as well.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Lights, camera, hilarity.
Ooh, Sarah. Inspired by the true crime story that shocked the world. Elle Fanning stars in The Girl from Plainville. Premieres tomorrow only on Stan.
All right, guys, no surprises in this morning's trending stories. It's all about the Oscars. Howard Stern has spoken out. It says he's pretty disturbed by Will Smith's assault on Chris Rock. He's called him a guy who has real issues and can't control himself.
He open hand with a lot of force smacks him right in the mouth on TV. Now, the first thing I said to myself is, what is going on? Is this a bid? Because where's security? This is a live television event. Not one person came out because he's Will Smith. This is how Trump gets away with shit. Will Smith and Trump are the same guy. He decided he's going to take matters into his own hands at a time when the world is at war. Bad timing, man. I mean, just, calm your down.
Oh, fairly direct there. Well said.
Absolutely, but probably echoing the thoughts of many people this morning. As we've heard, though, a lot of Hollywood not going to comment because it's sort of the nature of the beast,
Isn't it?
is that they're
Yeah.
not going to speak up. I mean, hence the fact they all stood up to give Will a standing ovation 10 minutes later, recognising his great work on this film, but obviously you'd be conflicted. A lot of reports that Will Smith and Chris Rock settled the feud at the after party. This is because P. Diddy came out and actually said to the New York Post, oh, yep, no, I can confirm they met up, it's all over, they're like brothers, it's all love, it's fine. Since then, people close to them have said, no, they have not spoken. Chris Rock went back to his dressing room. He was never intended to stay at the Oscars, but he did go back. He was quite shaken by what had gone on. So after that, he did get in the car as planned and go home, do whatever. But he certainly did not go to an after party, and they certainly have not spoken. And reports are that he did have no idea that Jada Pinkett Smith had alopecia. Right. So the joke being made clearly about the fact that she has a shaved head. And the joke has been made in the past by people. So...
Right.
Yeah, it's all...
See, this is... You
You just don't know, do you?
Do you have to do some research on that one?
No. Oh, God. I mean, it's the nature of these events too. I mean, Ricky Gervais has set the bar very high with some of the comedy he's delivered, and it's been very funny.
Yeah.
What you don't know is you don't know what the feeling is behind the scenes or behind a joke. But at the same time, I think it's John Cleese. Is that his name? I got that correct?
Yep.
He comes out and says, as a comedian, I can't be responsible for everybody's emotions.
Yep.
You know that I'm not. I mean, I'm not trying to rip you apart with what I'm trying to do. I'm simply trying to entertain a crowd.
Yep.
So, Tommy, I reckon if you can get Chris Rock and Will Smith on for, say, a wrap-up of the week this week.
That's a
battle
good
it out.
idea.
Let's iron
This
all
week.
of this out. Line it all out in a wrap.
You'd have to say Will would be the favourite there, being an ex-rapper himself.
Haven't thought about that. It's too true.
dear.
Thanks, Tommy.
Guys, some lovely moments, though, that did come out of the Oscars. Let's focus on some positive stuff.
Boring.
Lady Gaga
No.
is being praised for her kindness. She presented Best Picture, biggest award of the night, with Liza Minnelli. And have a listen. Liza is in a wheelchair. Obviously, she's quite frail. She's shaking. She's struggling to get her words out. Have a listen to Lady Gaga.
Nominated for Best Picture awards. Now we're going to show you something else, and then we're going to tell you who it is.
Are right now.
Oh, good. I got you.
Oh,
She says, I got you. I know, thank you.
Who did she marry again?
Liza Minnelli.
Peter
Was
Allen?
she a Peter Allen? Yeah.
Yeah, but she's sort of famous. She's Judy Garland's daughter.
Yes.
So that's obviously the time. She's had a huge career. Everyone talking as well about Jason Momoa and Kate Beckinsale at the after party, looking very cozy.
Is that right?
And he's newly single.
I thought he was back with the wife.
Well, no, they went to Zoe Kravitz, his stepdaughter's Batman premiere
Right.
together. So they're all on good terms, is the
You're
is the thing there.
unbelievably good with your e-news.
I know, it's funny because I
You
don't
know
know my
that?
husband's mobile number, but I know this stuff.
God, you've got this covered. You're the best in the business.
Finally, though,
I'll
I've
tell
got
Richard
one more
Reed.
for you. No, because I think he's going to be coming on the show in a few weeks. Poor Keith Urban has been roasted on social media. They're saying, why do you flat iron your hair?
Oh, that's not fair.
And
I saw his
people are
hair.
going crazy with questions for Keith. It is very funny. I'm sure he'd take it in good
He looked
spirits.
good.
But he always looks good.
And he was sitting really close to the slap, yeah?
Yes.
Front and centre, yeah.
Oh, my God. Get him on.
It makes me think we need to straighten Tom's hair again at some stage.
I love Keith Urban. I don't want his hair.
Yeah.
But,
Your wife nearly left you when we did that last time, didn't she?
She walked out.
But, Tommy,
good
you
things
use
come in threes.
you use Frizz to Smith, don't you? Frizz to Smith?
Yes.
And that kind of gets a lot of the curls out. But if we straightened it and you look like Javier Bardem, is that his name?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, No Country for Old Men.
Or Judith
What an
Lucy
end.
or
Old
Joy
man.
Woodward.
Anton Sugar there.
Fitzy and Wippa.